So don't rely on your family and friends for reliable like critique. You might need the encouragement, but don't look at that as reliable, as a reliable small group or sample size for how you're actually doing. Because your family and your friends, they love you, they like you, they're scared to tell you you're trash.
So let's get into some of the don'ts. I know for sure a lot of that is going to come from things that I did and realize I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, trial and error.
Yes. So hopefully you guys can learn a little something from us.
One of the best teachers.
And yeah, it is a really, really good teacher. But, you know, another good teacher is just learning from somebody else's mistakes. So on that note, so what is a don't for you?
My first don't is going to be don't overthink it. Like, I think in today's age, everybody, because we're in a Instagram era again, everybody is looking and comparing, and they're saying, I don't have that equipment. I'm never going to be a good enough photographer or videographer or DJ or filmmaker or producer or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And that just halts you so much. It just stops everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when you start to get into your own head and you say, I don't have this and I can't do that, and you get to overthinking and you end up quitting on something that you might have some serious potential to like be successful in. I'm not a big like think first person anyway. You know what I mean? So I legit got a refund check and just blew $1,300 at Guitar Center, like on a whim. What's funny is I didn't research. I went to the Guitar Center to let the worker there sell me on everything. So like, bro, what's the best for intro level DJ? What should I buy? You know what I'm saying? What's a good speaker to buy? What's a good mixer? I didn't think at all. I just went and blew $1,300 like that on money that ain't mine. A refund check from my college, scholarship or whatever. I just went out and did it. I'm grateful to God that I did, though. You know what I mean? I was equipped just enough to go and do, one of my best friend's wedding, which, praise the Lord. Shout out, 2 of them actually, same summer. You know what I'm saying? That got me started.
Yeah.
But yeah, my big don't is like, man, don't overthink it. Go out and do something. Yeah. Don't be afraid to fail. Go out and get it.
My big don't was to not compare yourself. Do not compare yourself.
That is very important.
Inspiration and influence and things of that nature can be important, but there is a very, very thin line between being inspired and comparing yourself. In the clothing line industry, that was a part of my research, honestly, was looking at other photographers and, just kind of seeing what they did, what they didn't do. Same thing with the clothing line. I had a long list of brands that I really liked, and I had different points of specific things that I liked about them, and that's what helped me create my line in a way. I would recommend never comparing yourself to where somebody is, because you honestly just never know where people started. You never know what went behind their brand or their business.
The sacrifices they had to make.
The sacrifices that are made. Yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side, as they say. So it's just very important to keep that in mind and keep the perspective of just continuing to move forward. And like Sergey said, just do it. Don't overthink it. Just continue to grow. As long as you're growing, that's honestly, I think, all that matters. That's all that mattered to me for sure. In terms of my photography, I still have a lot to learn. I still have certain goals that I want to reach. I think that what inspires me most is looking back at where I started and some of the first photos that I took. And it just makes me feel a little bit better to say, okay, I'm not.
You see your progress.
Yeah, you see your progress.
You didn't cheat
right.
it. Yeah.
Right. Now imagine if I just constantly looked at other photographers and all I really saw was how great they were and how my work wasn't as good as theirs.
Yeah. Can I say something real quick? Shout out to Cindy B.
Yeah.
She's one of the biggest examples of that. We got to see, she puts those before and after, like, this is what I was shooting like before. And
yeah.
And that was one of the most memorable ones. I was like, dang, because I knew her.
If you don't know her, she is a dope photographer in the Dallas area.
Yeah, she cold.
She
might be in the Atlanta area now.
Right.
Yeah.
She's cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my big don't.
Yeah.
You have another one?
Yeah. Don't trust your family and your friends for support. You might need the encouragement, but don't look at that as reliable, as a reliable small group or sample size for how you're actually doing, because your family and your friends, they love you, they like you, they're scared to tell you you're trash. You know what I mean? And that was one of the biggest, like, outside of maybe two people, there was nobody that was going to tell Sergey like that mix sucked. And there were, now that I'm looking back at it 8 years ago, there are mixes that I've looked at that pop up in my memories on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, why is that on the internet? You know what I mean? Like, it makes me cringe inside. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm finna go redo that mix right now. I'm gonna show my progress. You know what I mean? But at the time, all of my comments was like, bro, you killing it. Like, you working it, bro. Nice turntable work. You doing it. That was a good boost at the time.
Yeah, it's good for boost. Family and friends are very, very good for
boost. But man, if I would have walked out the house thinking like, oh man, I'm it. Like I'm killing it, I would have been set up bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't rely on your family and friends for reliable like critique. Not to defecate on like the homies that support me. I appreciate it, because in the beginning, that's all I was striving to do. It's like, man, if I can get my homies to be sharing this because I'm that dope, then I might be doing something. But like now, it's like that's not a reliable sample size for like how good I actually am. Most of my business as a DJ is word of mouth, right? Or somebody who was at a show that I was, performing at. But when I get somebody just out of the blue, just saw my website, you know what I mean, and watched the video, or somebody who saw a post of mine or advertisement of mine on Instagram was like, yo, you were great. You know what I mean? That's far more valuable to me.
It is 2020. There should be absolutely no reason for you to not have a website. They are free now. And you don't even need a domain name to get things started. That could even come later.
Free?
Yeah.
Websites are free?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, certain features aren't on there, but you can get a website made for free.
No, that's a fact.
You don't need a domain name to get started. You don't need to pay for the subscription to get started.
Yeah.
Down the line, that would be very helpful to develop your business for sure. But just to get started, you don't need all of that. It's literally just a click. And a lot of the websites are pre-built for you. So it's just super easy. So my last and final don't not create a website. That's very, 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 very important.
Yeah.
Because, that's what centralizes your business.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I think my last don't is a really big one. Because I'm seeing this within my own business. Just being full disclosure here, just being kind of candid. Don't be afraid of evolution.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing that a lot. Times are changing, styles are changing, technique is changing, equipment is changing, resources are changing.
It will always change.
And it always will. And you have to be ready to adapt.
Yep.
And I think the majority of people who don't adapt are tricking themselves into believing that the way that they go about doing things is the right way, when really underneath that is an embedded fear of going and doing something. A very practical example is going out and playing Lil Uzi Vert's That Way. That's a new song by Lil Uzi Vert, or newer song.
He plays that song.
That's my joint. That's my personal joint, right? I like that joint, right? But quite honestly, I'm about to be 30 and I don't know what a 16-year-old, I don't perform for 16-year-olds often, but if I'm performing at a wedding and there's 16-year-olds there, it's a big enough crowd, I'm gonna cater to them. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna get them going. You know what I mean? Because I'm not in that space anymore. So there are certain songs, a Lil Mosey or it was Tekashi 6ix9ine for a little bit, and NBA Youngboy, and like I don't know who these new rappers are, and it's a new one birth every 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so because that's not my type of music, sometimes I get scared of sifting through all of that stuff. And then presenting it to people, to a younger crowd, and potentially playing that song that's like womp and everybody leave the dance floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that fear holds me back sometimes. But I have to continue to evolve. I have to continue to listen to new music or whatever, instead of just sticking into my same groove, getting in the car, playing my same old playlist, my old schools.
You will be that old guy in the room.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be that guy that confines my sets to a certain decade or decades.
Yep.
I'm not the old school night DJ. Yeah. I don't want to be that. And now there's some people that's with that, because some people feel like, man, if I can address just that niche market, they are likely between 30 and 50, and they're likely more financially established. And so therefore I can get a really good return on my investment in just that niche. Yeah. You know? And so I'm good with just playing music from their eras.
Yeah. So I think, to honestly just summarize everything, the way you evolve and adapt is through continuing to research, like what we had mentioned earlier, continuing to see what's current, what's trending,
what's coming.
What's even coming. You're well ahead of the game if you can do that. But just staying flexible and not sticking to your old ways, and not reverting to the whole, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you remain flexible, adaptable, and current as best as you can, you'll forever, continue to see growth.
Yeah.
Again, I will say that is from my experience. This is all coming from our experience and what we've gone through, some of the lessons that we've learned.
Make sure y'all share with us some of y'all's do's and don'ts. Let us know in the comments below, what are some of the do's and don'ts that you've kind of learned, or that you're still practicing, even that you would advise other small business owners, because we're all learning. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Let us know in them comments below.
Yeah. Speaking of comments, we have been on Facebook Live. And I think we had a couple of comments in there from some very successful business owners that says, don't waste time reinventing the wheel. Walk in the path that pioneers have set, then put your unique spin on it. Mm-hmm. That is awesome. And I think that kind of goes back to establishing relationships and maintaining those relationships, especially the relationships of people that have gone before you and that are still successful in whatever field you're going into. So that's really good. You have to feed your business before it can feed you.
That's a fact.
Yep.
That's a fact. Look, I've been in this joint 8 years and I'm still feeding my business first. And I got homies that been doing what they've been doing for 3 years, and now it's feeding them, but everybody doesn't follow a set, structured, plan or pathway. It's different for every person, every business. So just keep grinding, you know what I'm saying? And eventually it come back around.
Yep. Well, I think that wraps up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned some of our mistakes. Again, feel free to comment down below on some of the do's and don'ts that you have learned along the way. Share your business too. Add those links, share the Instagram, follow us on Instagram so we can follow you back.
Yep. That's at The Production Couple on Instagram.
At The Production Couple on Instagram. And if you want to send us a personal email, feel free to email us at theproductioncouple@gmail.com. Yep. And on that note, I think we will wrap it up.
Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell.
Hit
like
the bell.
The video. Okay. Comment. Tell your mom.
Oh.
Tell your mom to tell her mom.
Oh.
Tell your mom to tell her mom to tell all her kids and grandkids to subscribe, hit the bell, like the video. We out.
All right, y'all. We got to do the handshake.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Can we do that with the mics?